The world of the living once again. I see, yes. I remember. We were going in search of bark, weren't we? But before then, I have had a dream, and I must see to its fulfillment. There is a place I must return to. A place nearby, which had more than I had previously thought to occupy my attention. Or at least, a phenomenon that I did not properly give the time and observation I ought. Here. Yes, just a little bit further. Then we shall reach that place. The tunnel. In here, there were quite a few curious creatures. Creatures which seem to be human, and I think that is actually correct. But, upon closer inspection, there is more than meets the eye. Let us take a closer look at these folk. Just as with our funny little alabaster lord, these men have some sort of process which has been turning them into stone. Of course, their stony covering looks splotchy and incomplete. You can still tell that there was flesh underneath. Looks almost raw, as if quite a bit of skin was rubbed away in the process of their body moving around and reacting to the new situation they find themselves in. This sort of petrification must, I think, be due to their environment. And that environment is one that we know sees at the very, very bottom of this place. An interesting turn. Behold, this is a meteor, as I believe we previously established. And I think this is the only thing in their environment which could explain what was going on. It must be that, similar to how coal miners develop a blackened lung as a result of breathing in that nasty substance, this material, and the smithing stones that are shorn off of it, must have some sort of mutative property which changes the people who take it up into beings of stone themselves. Prolonged exposure must be something that is quite dangerous. I wonder if we'll find any smiths that have that sort of stoniness about them as well. Probably not. Who knows? Regardless, this does make me feel quite suspicious about those alabaster lords. Something about them must be Must cause them to have a similar constitution to the miners. Something in their origin. Perhaps whatever causes them to be lords in the first place. Brings them into a position where stone suffuses their body and causes them to be quite abnormal compared to the average inhabitant of these lands. And we have quite a bit of diversity here in biotic life as well. So that's saying something. Regardless, I do believe we had the proper answer. If I go here, I should be able to find myself a way down. But first we must go up. Let's ignore that person. They didn't even seem to see me. And here ought to be the way. Or, well, I suppose not, but thereabouts I see the way further in. Down this avenue. Another troll just like that stone digger earlier. I wonder what causes them to be in such a state that they end up being able to wield swords, yet not only are they naked, actually that's quite disturbing. You can see the very flesh jutting out of their bodies. A bit of blood right there under the rib cage. It's almost as if they've been skinned alive. Must be deeply uncomfortable. Oh, what's this? It sounds like a scarab, but it's rolling invisibly through these areas. There you are. Stamp, sweep. Ash of War that grants an armament the heavy affinity, and the following skill: Stamp, Sweep. Brace an armament and step into a low stance that prevents recoil from most enemy attacks. Follow up with a strong attack for a sweeping strike. Sounds like something that would be very, very effective in reacting against enemy trouble. I deeply regret that I had to find this monstrous thing in Hagil's wake. The poor turtle, stamped out by the rampaging dragon. I feel it's honestly my fault, but it cannot be helped. An especially nutritious ingredient for monsters that care to eat such wise beasts. This is a somber smithing stone, a shard of a smithing stone which has been drained of color. Therefore, it seems like it must have originally been like one of these. No longer, however. The blacks and the golds have been transferred into silvers and whites. Special armaments with unique characteristics cannot be strengthened with colored smithing stones. Number of steps and amount of strengthening differs from standard equipment. We already knew that with the other smithing stone, but it's good to keep apprised of these, I think. This man seems to be asleep, as does his companion, but in a sleep of a deeper sort. Oh dear. I believe he thinks I violated his rest. dear, oh dear. Well, that wasn't the most elegant bout, but it was over. Let us see what his companion had to offer. Strip of white flesh. Were you a bloodless creature as well, friend? You do look rather pallid, but there's no blood stain under you. Curious. That boat has seen better days. Time to see if we can't find where the actual, cave along this coast happens to be. Massive, coily octopi. Nasty beaks on those. They have incredible health. Almost to heal, it looks like. Oh dear, are you feeling bad, you poor little sloth? Whoa! Land-bound creature. Oh, one of its limbs regenerated with that. And you've... Well, I can understand vomiting after an intense bit of pain like that. Oh! Oh! Dear, I should have been more careful. Now, where was that passage downward? Ah, thank you, wise beast. I see. That island must be the place where the Church of Dragon Communion rests. Yes, I can see it. Ruined as it is. Oh dear. Oh dear. Facing two of these monsters at once is not something I fancy. Oh. And there are some demi-humans, so this must be getting rather close. Oh? A man just of Carle's sort. Who are you, good sir? Tranquility indeed. The dog! Oh. Oh, what an imbecile, but lovely silliness. My good man, what wares have you?
What do you need? I don't want any trouble.
I want to know neither. A broadsword, an iron round shield with some sort of butterfly upon it, very similar to my own rift shield. The piercing of the veil and butterflies. I fancy that. A straight sword with a wide blade suited to slashing attacks. Horizontal swings boast wide attack range, making it easier to connect with foes. Good to know. Dear oh dear, it seems I've run out. Almost. Information about land squirts. I'll take that. Let's see. That should do it. A thick, solid lump of wood. Wielding this weapon requires no skill at all. A simple, primitive weapon that requires only brute strength and persistence to hammer your foe into the ground. I suppose that's why demi-humans use it. I'm not sure they have anything like fencing schools to aid them in learning the arts of war. Small bow made to fire arrows over great distances. Other than its ability to fire off arrows in rapid succession, it is also well suited to use on horseback. To use a bow, arrows must also be equipped. I fancy that. I think I shall indeed indulge. Oh, but it seems I was wrong. I miscalculated by about 200. I will take this firebone arrow. Knowledge for ooh. A record of crafting techniques left by an armorer who served the great General Radahn. Contains the knowledge of dealing with rot and the application of fire in particular. Fire must be the enemy of rot. This is very, very good to know. I'll have to just... let's see... Well, I have 90 of these, so I think I'll get rid of 20. I don't have a crossbow, I don't think. Might as well. Stone digger trolls, I've already handled them, but I'll take the knowledge anyway.
All done? Well, be on your way then.
Fine, I shall. But let's see. The heads of stone digger trolls bear old wounds. Curious. Why would they have old wounds? Who would strike a miner like that? Doesn't seem sensible. An ordinary small round shield made of metal. Heavier than a wooden shield, but it boasts higher damage negation. Finely balanced, this shield is easy to use. Land squirts are soft where they touch the ground, and poison will cause them to rupture. Poison will cause them to rupture. Okay, that's good knowledge. If only I had poison mechanisms. And I shall check my item crafting. Aha! Thin beast bones and a source for a spark. That makes a good deal of sense. What are these? Yes, I can use a bow. I know. Oh. A blob of flesh with bone and... Yes, I think that is... Wait, feathers sticking out. Goodness. That is a most strange creature. It feels... sad, really. Oh? And what have you for me, Blob? Glass shard? Oh. It must have acquired quite a bit of detritus as it went along here. Considering demi-humans are in the area, I'm not entirely surprised. And that will get us back up there. This waterfall is one which I'm familiar with. This must be the very precipice of the, what was that called? Those are not flightless birds. What? Oh! Those flesh things must have been dead. Spinal severing ought to do you good. So, undead creature, do you want me to put you out of your misery as well? Shipwrecks. Lots and lots of shipwrecks. Then they were carrying barrels as well. Perhaps a small trade mission. Or, since these are so small, they must be... Yes, they must have abandoned ship. There must be a bigger shipwreck somewhere along that area. How would I get over there? Ah, yes, I already have been. Golden pickled fowl foot. Interesting. I think I might have gotten a silver pickled foulfoot from the other side. It's almost as if that building has gangly feet. But regardless, I haven't found the cave, so it must be further this way. Try fire. Yes, fire probably works great against the undead. Perhaps it's related to rot, this phenomena of undeath. Or maybe just fire has multiple enemies it's good at stopping. We'll find out later. There you are! The shadowing made it very difficult to tell exactly how to get in here. I ought to change from this weapon, though. I think I'll go with this one. Caves are not wide open spaces. Pathetic sort. Oh, Bog.
It hurts.
My poor friend. You knew this might happen, but it is such a shame.
Oh. What are you doing here? You must leave this place at once. They'll rush in and beat you to a pulp. You'll end up just like me.
No. No, I shall not. I hereby vow they shall rue this day. These filthy creatures. Choosing to harm one of their own so badly just because he wants his treasure back. Something which was his to begin with. No. This will not stand. We shall see you avenged, Bach. What have you? Rainbow stones. Ruined fragments. Was that a child? Your child, perhaps? Left to play with that stone. just like Bok. Unfortunately, this world is a cruel place, and I am here out for vengeance. Puffy, milky white ovary of a land octopus, material used for crafting items. They eat humans in order to bear young, and theirs is the blood that runs. Oh. I remember getting from the younger ones. White flesh. So, they are vampiric creatures. They feast upon human remains, gorging themselves in our blood, and use that to fuel their reproduction. It sounds like they must be creatures of artifice or some sort of curse. Magical engineering, perhaps, that has been run amok. Old Knight Istvan. Yes, I think I might use a knight. Hopefully it's not quite as insane as these other ones have been. This companion I shall summon to my aid. Now, let's see. An armor that I don't recognize, which is plated with scales of some sort. Robust scales put onto the breastplate that remind me of dragons. Perhaps that's just the fact that I've very recently... Yes, actually. That shoulder pad. Where is it? Those scales, the gravel stones, you might say. This heart looks like it has scales in it that are precisely like the ones that are emerging from that shoulder. The shoulder even looks like it has flesh almost, in the same way that the heart does. So, this is a dragon slayer which has dedicated his time so much to it that he's acquired the ability to coat his armor with dragon heart scales. Very interesting. And he might just even be an old Kaidan mercenary, considering the dismounter he wields. Perhaps he switched out of the mercenary line of work and started dragon slaying instead. Oh! Of course he's a dragon slayer. This is the path. This is the path to the Church of Dragon Communion. There was no path above ground, so this tunnel must bring us all the way through. Yes, that must be it. Come, Istvan. Let us teach them sorrow. Let them remember what has happened. Let them feel that pain, even in their next life. Man has learned the ways of the alabaster. Quite the accomplished swordsman. One walking a path very similar to our own. Tailoring tools. Huh. Well, I see. Oh. Shaped like a curved fang, this is Bach the demi-human's prized possession. A large sewing needle, tipped with string. Portable set of tailoring tools having various needles and various scissors. Enables armor alterations at sites of grace. I suppose... Yes, I should go back. Well, that was definitely the demi-human I knocked off the edge of the cliff, but not something to dwell upon. There is Grace, and here you are, Bach.
Oh. What are you doing here? You must leave this place at once. They'll rush in and beat you to a pulp. You'll end up just like me.
No, Bach. For I have given you your vengeance. Take this.
Wait. Is that what I think it is? You got it back for me. My sewing needle. What made you go and do a thing like that? My mum was a seamstress, and that sewing kit was all I had to remember her by. I always wanted to be just like sweet old mum. Then I suppose I can't just curl up and die, can I?
No, you cannot, Bach. Justice has been done, and that is what has brought me to this point. But you must find a path to live by now. Remember this feeling. Remember your mother. And find the strength within yourself to go on.
Thank you. You're very kind. I always wanted to be a seamster like my mum. Then I suppose I can't just curl up and die, can I?
It was not just kindness. No. It was a mix of things. Friendship, outrage, and the need to move forward. Such are the ways of my path. Though I may myself find I have done a good deal of injustice in my time. I cannot just let these things be done to my friends. So much death. They have killed quite a few humans who have tried to pass through here to the place we saw beyond the coastline. It is quite lucky that this hasn't collapsed, though. With water flowing down at this rate. You think it would be flooded, or the entire place would be ruined by the dirt collapsing and seeing this become part of the ocean. The timing is good. Glad to have come before that inevitably will come to pass. know that was somewhat embarrassing, but it's good to experiment with things from time to time. I just hope that there's not too much in the way of enemies remaining. Why do you stare at me with that ghastly face of yours? You are a killer too. You should have expected this could have come to pass. The flames. The flames of ambition burn brightly in this place. So much bloodshed. So much conflict over this little strip of underground land. And so, we prove it true. Though we have no boat, though we were not able to pass by conventional means, we have come, and this is the place. I shall not ruin my destiny by seeing myself corrupted with dragon spirit, ripping my heart apart as it pokes those nasty little stones in place. But I shall see what this place is. Disgusting. The echoes of history are loud here. Something very important must have happened. Yes, it could be a friend. Ah, yes. The precipice of anticipation. Indeed, that is where we arrived. We can see it from here. And perhaps someday it shall be the place of our return. But that shall not be this day. Sunlight streaking out across the water. And yet, we can see no sun. Only that shipwreck I predicted would be out there. Curious, curious. Indeed, it is a place of import. Grace is here to be my guide. Yes, time for dragon. Ha 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 ha. But that is actually the more correct. Place of safety, time for comfort. Time to regenerate as well. Look at all these white flowers strewn about. What could they mean? White, white. It feels like there's some connection here. Oh. And these are pink. Or fuchsia. Ash fuchsia. This is an island, but the same flora and fauna are here as on the mainland. Still find herba, Still find roa fruit. Still see the remnants of spirits flitting about. Why would you do that? You ram. Seek not your own destruction when this day comes again for you. A noble sorcerer. This one with a very tarnished-looking crown. Great dragonfly. No! These are not anything like dragons. I will think all I want, but I will not give up. There is something sublime about this. There is beauty in this fog-covered world. Evening, oh evening. I know there's a scarab, I can hear it. Oh, pathetic little bloodstain. My. I see. They left a trail. Somber smithing stone. Why would its scarab be carrying a smithing stone drained of color? Its paw looked like it was characterized by that. But what would lead it to take up such a thing? There is a great deal of beauty here. Beautiful places can be dangerous. No. Is this going to be another dragonfly head? Ah, a smithing stone. Why would a smithing stone be related to dragons? What a curious message. Oh. What have you to tell me, O wise beast? I see. That area is built up by the ruins, as you can see very clearly. The coastline is covered in these things just jutting out. Is that it? Feels like there could be more. It's a shame that I can't really see things too clearly with this fog. There's a church over there. A minor earth tree. Is this land separated from that? Oh, that must be past that bridge. So this gives us a good view of the other side. There's a church there. And there's a second one over there. Well, that's good to know. Good to know indeed, a wise turtle. Even still. No! Oh! Ah, I knew the beautiful place could be dangerous. Still, this place isn't wreathed by fog. Can't see much more now than I could before. Can see the coastline going very far down there. It almost looks like it was intended to be the case that this island would meet up with that. Oh. Perhaps that's what the turtle was telling me. The level of the ocean has risen in recent years. Liar! Now, I saw a most peculiar glow at the top of this earlier. Let us inspect it. See what this great ruin has to offer. Oh, someone else had the idea, but then simply died. Or perhaps that was the point of this trip. To find a beautiful place to stare out into the ocean and perish. You can see the shipwreck once again. Exalted flesh. A lump of animal flesh pickled with medicinal solution mixed with fiery spices. Temporarily boosts physical attack. Considered a delicacy in the Badlands, this invigorating repast was for the exclusive benefit of those who they deemed heroes. I see. You must be longing for home, then, looking out onto the ocean, thinking of the Badlands. Or perhaps waiting for someone to come from there. Ah, the fog's beginning to clear up. What is that? It looks almost like it's quivering over there. That tilted building. We can most certainly find the shoreline. Covered in sand now. Oh, that's what the turtle wanted us to see. There's a path down, and we should be able to actually go through that area. There must be something exquisite over that way. Yes, definitely. I am most certain that there will be interesting items over there. Let there be tranquility. Far to the east, you will find the Cathedral of Dragon Communion, a place where draconic power gathers. Oh, there was that voice again. And that path looks directly into the waterfall as well. And right up to the place that we washed up. Yes, being directly across from their starting location. That must be a supremely important place. But I doubt that is the Cathedral of Dragon Communion. It looks like any other normal church. Nothing so grand as what a cathedral would entail. Let us now find out why this is special. This different place called the Church of Dragon Communion. Yes, I just went there. Oh. This... I see. The tail of a dragon. That is a stump. That. Yes, there is a tail, but there's a stump as well. And a stump here where its wings should be, which means 4. There were 4 wings, but these statues only showed 2. And those heads are most certainly different from the one that I fought. Yes. That is a dragon in an entirely different class. And it is coated with blood. Its tongue looks very close to alive still. Scaly, rather than feathered like the other. 8-limbed. 4 legs. 4 wings. This creature had twice the number of limbs that other thing had. Dragon, oh dragon indeed. This is a supreme dragon. Something greater than what I slew. And so much so that it was celebrated in these so many statues before something must have slew it and mockingly thrown its corpse on top of the church here. Perhaps clipping and dragging away its wings thereafter. And it, just like those miners and the Alabaster Lord, has been turned to stone, but more fully. Perhaps it's because it's died. There must be a connection. There must be something which draws them together. Meteors, maybe. Oh. Maybe this dragon was struck by a meteor. And then someone brought it here to the Church of Dragon Communion. I don't know why they would do that. Perhaps it's a sacred relic. Because they worshipped the dragons, they thought, I will bring this holy creature here, that we might remember it forever. Or, considering the state of this place, it... Yes, actually, I think it might have crashed here. But it does seem as if it was struck by the... that it must have been struck by a star from the heavens. Terribly bad luck, that. A pedestal. Lions on the side. I don't know why you would want lions at a Church of Dragon Communion, but a blood-like flame on the top. It oozes crimson and looks like it flows as if there was some sort of life force within it. Oh, that reminds me of the dragon's hearts. There must be something to that. Perhaps when the dragon died, it was lit up and the flames simply never stopped burning, like the heart never stops beating. And there's something on these sides as well. I can't make it out. Very strange. I wish I could. Seems almost as if it's been too weathered to retain its original form. Perhaps some sort of flower? Petals that are peeling backwards after the bloom? Some flowers have that. Examine the altar, though. I shall do so. And I shall see what this means. This ritual of Dragon Communion. I shall hold back. I shan't consume it. No. But I want to see. One of the incantations of Dragon Communion transforms the caster into a dragon to spew flaming breath. That must be it. The power of a dragon is in consuming and transforming into a dragon, just as I thought. That is it. Taking the heart into yourself allows you to summon the dragon within, all the while slipping closer and closer to being it truly. There must be a lust for this. Desire. Transform the caster into a dragon to spew flaming breath. Incantations of those who have hunted dragons and feasted upon their hearts. Theirs is a pure and overwhelming power. The power of a mighty dragon. Fearsome, but deadly. Dragon Claw. It almost seems as if this dragon has been drained of color compared to the first. That one seems reddened, and not just by the flame. And this one has that same blood flame on the altar spewing around it. One of the incantations of Dragon Communion transforms the caster into a dragon to tear through foes with dragon claws. Allows one follow-up attack. Incantation of those who have hunted dragons and feasted upon their hearts. Theirs is a pure and overwhelming power. And Dragon Maw. One of the incantations of Dragon Communion transforms the caster into a dragon to bite enemies before them. Incantations of those who have hunted dragons and feasted upon their hearts. This is a pure and overwhelming power. Oh, the temptation. But it shall not be. I shall not take it upon myself. Shall not be a dragon. Ash and gloam, death and flame. Yes, this place rings out with all of these. As you would expect. The dragon fire burns and consumes, and they devour everything. But now, I return to sleep. It feels like more experience ought to have been had. More time resting in this mortal coil. And those are different flowers, blackened in the center with only gray on the edges. I'm only struck by this now. What is this black? What is the darkness looming overhead? Is this death? But I shall return. Once the slumber is over.